It's an epidemic. Heroin is ruining our communities, destroying lives, and as one detective said, putting a generation of children at risk.
Can you say your kids haven't tried heroin and be sure, really sure? Well, as you're about to find out, if you think you know all there is to know about heroin, you're wrong. These people all arrested for selling or possessing heroin in our area within the past year, some of the faces of the epidemic. But these are the faces of heroin you don't hear about. Those trying to keep it off the streets, counselors helping people get off the drug, the heavy user turned recovering addict.
Doing heroin was the worst decision I ever made in my life.
Coleman started using drugs and alcohol when he was just 12 years old.
Eventually I was introduced to heroin, and it just took me down a road I would have never imagined.
By 17, he overdosed twice. A year later, he was in jail.
I could have died, yes. There was a possibility that I could have died many times.
Overnight, I mean, heroin was in every community in Cambria County.
Detective Kevin Price works with the Cambria County Drug Task Force. He says heroin usage has exploded. The reason?
We are, convinced that the prescription pills and heroin are hand in hand.
They can't afford to buy pills on the street anymore at $60, $70 a pop. So they start to use heroin, and, for $15 a bag, you can get a high.
Michele Thomas is a certified addiction counselor. She says the modern heroin user is not who you think.
Heroin, actually, we see that it's affecting like the affluent, even middle class.
It didn't matter. It showed no boundaries, no stereotypes.
Although heroin is cheaper than prescription drugs, it's sold here for more money than in the big cities.
In Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, you can buy heroin for, let's say, $5, $10 for a stamp bag. If you come here to Cambria County, the price is much higher, so they make more money here.
They're making a lot more money in Clearfield than they are in downtown Pittsburgh.
Clearfield County DA Bill Shaw says heroin has been a constant issue for years, and it's not just the drug that's a problem, it's the crimes that come along with it.
When I first started in the DA's office 16, 17 years ago, you would never see a burglary or a home invasion. People will risk breaking into your house to steal a jar of quarters off of your TV stand so they can go out and buy a stamp bag of heroin to satisfy their fix for the day.
The demand for heroin has pulled the drug out of the shadows of the inner city. It is in every county, every community, every town. And where people are buying it will surprise you.
We were buying from the Walmart parking lot. This individual was selling thousands of dollars worth of heroin, a day. And his main location, his main place to meet was the Walmart Plaza in Richland Township.
In the parking lot?
Yes.
People are parking their cars and they're going into the store to buy whatever, and there are heroin deals happening around them.
Yes.
And then there are those who try to be more discreet. The man you see walking to this house in Johnstown is a confidential informant. He's going to buy heroin from a suspected dealer.
All right, he's gonna meet him in the backyard.
All right, well, let's move there, please.
You might be able to sneak around back.
The money's exchanged, and agents swoop in.
Your name, this is a voluntary consent.
Yeah, we really have a problem with heroin. Over the past 3 quarters, heroin has surpassed every other drug in the county. Prescription drugs, crack, marijuana.
Being addicted to heroin is a trap. You cannot function as a human being until you get that drug inside of you.
The addictive process with heroin is basically motivated by pain, not by pleasure, because you don't want to be sick, so you have to continue to use.
I know what killed me personally was not being able to get off my couch in the morning and wake up and be a normal person. I mean, I was totally trapped in the addiction.
At the height of his addiction, Dumon was spending nearly every cent he had.
I used almost $700 worth of heroin a day.
Even selling drugs to pay for his own.
They call it a dealer's habit, which is usually on a higher scale than the average user because you're selling and using, so you're touching more quantity of.
It's very deadly, very deadly. The outlook for heroin users to get clean, to stay clean is not good.
Michele Thomas says preventing heroin addiction starts with parents. She says parents need to be involved in their kids' lives and speak up when they suspect something is wrong.
Your child's going to die. You're going to be burying your child over this addiction. You need to get involved and get them help.
Dumon was able to get help on his own, but it didn't come easy.
The wake-up moment for me was realizing how much of my life I had wasted using drugs and alcohol. I was 25 years old. I had no career. I had no relationship with my family.
It took him 6 tries before getting clean. Now, 4 years sober, he says he had to make a total life change. He wears different clothes, has new friends, even works a full-time job.
My life free from drugs and alcohol is priceless. It's a priceless gift to be sober today, to not have to rely on any substance, to be myself, to function on a daily routine. It's truly priceless. Being sober is truly, truly priceless. And some people won't find it. Some people won't get it. Some people will die a drug addict.
So what do we do about the problem? To be frank, there is no easy answer. And that's why 6 News is presenting Heroin, Our Town's Addiction, a town hall event tomorrow night on the Pitt Johnstown campus. We'll hear from the experts and get answers to your questions. Now, registration to attend is open for just a few more hours. So if you'd like to be there, just go to our website, WJACTV.com. And if you can't make it, the event will stream live online, WJACTV.com. It begins at 7 p.m.